Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast that we do 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We stream it live on the Miguel and Holly and the Hits 961 Facebook page. Also on the Miguel and Holly YouTube channel. You can also check out all of our other podcasts that we have on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts. Just type in Miguel and Holly, and then you'll see all the different podcasts pop up there. We're on the road to 500 reviews this year, and we are way ahead of schedule with 498 reviews on Apple Podcasts.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you to everyone that has contributed. That really helps us, and you can always help too if you're like, well, I don't have Apple Podcasts. Share the podcast with a friend. Be like, hey, give us a listen.
Yeah, allegedly you can do something on Spotify.
Yeah, you can rank it or
something. Yeah,
star it or something.
I don't know. Not young enough for Spotify.
Here's the latest review we got from Lind 17789. Wonderful podcast, subject line. I've been listening to Miguel and Holly since I moved to Florida in 2016.
Ooh.
Moving to a new place means finding a new show to listen to, and this is the perfect one. Miguel and Holly make their show easy to follow and easy to join along, even if you're alone in your car. If you want a show that is going to make you a part of a family, Miguel and Holly Uncensored is for you. If you miss a day, you miss a lot. Welcome to the Miguel and Holly fam.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Thank you. Truly, truly means the world. We have a game of Would You Rather that we'll be playing.
Hooray.
Okay.
But first, though, let's get the good news that Holly got a dog.
A dog.
Yes, Holly got a dog. What'd you get? Let me pull up a picture for those of you that are watching.
Yeah. So it's funny because like once you almost like decide, okay, are we doing this? Are we really gonna do this? It can happen really fast. And that's what happened with us. So we had contacted several different like rescues and like the SPCA in Tampa and just different places. And so we had like a bunch of things lined up to do this weekend dog wise. And I was like, but we don't know, like, let's not get crazy, whatever. And Maya was not home this weekend. She was at her dad's house. And she knew a little bit, like we had let slip because I was going to be a surprise. She's desperately wanted a dog for a long time. And so we were just going to make it a surprise for her. But I let slip something about the dog lady. And she was like, what? And I was like, what? And she's like, what dog lady? I was like, like I was just caught in my I was like, we might get a dog. And she was over the moon. But even she said, and I love this kid's insight. I was like, I'm sorry, you know, we're not going to take you with us to go look at these. She's like, you know what? That's probably best. I'd want them all. I'm like, yeah, yes.
That's very mature.
Very mature.
Because I'd be like, no.
I know,
no
right?
kids.
And yeah, so she was like, that's fine. She didn't want to have to go through all that anyway. She would want every dog. So we went to the SPCA first. Just on a whim. That was my fiance's suggestion. And this dog that you're looking at right now if you're looking on YouTube or Facebook, first little buddy we saw when we walked in.
No.
And he just looked and he has kind eyes. They're so like gentle. And every dog in there was going ape shit. Like every dog was like losing its mind. And he was just like, hi. Not barking. Not doing anything crazy, just chilling and looking. So we met, did a little meet and greet. And he was pretty chill. And so we're like, because we had sort of wanted a doodle of sorts. But then I started reading terrible things about doodles. I'm like, I don't want a doodle anymore. I don't want it. Don't want it. And so then we were just looking at labs. But then this guy is a doodle. We think he's a poodle because that's what he was brought in under just a poodle. Poodle/retriever ? But I think he's like a Labradoodle, maybe a golden doodle.
He's fluffy.
I don't know. He's black and white, and he gonna be a big boy, which is scary to me.
Yeah, you're gonna have a big old dog on your hands.
Like this boy's paws look like polar bears.
He's
like
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months.
Looks like a grown ass.
I know. I'm like, can he just stay that size? He won't. He's gonna get huge, I feel like. But he's so gentle, like he'll let you, like I can pick up his paws and look in his ears and just generally manhandle him in a gentle way. So
Mm.
that's all good. And he's been pretty chill. We did discover that he does have a bark though.
Mm.
And so it's pretty loud. And
What
it's
made him finally bark?
woof. We were just doing a walk around the neighborhood, and like he's been pretty again chill at like not really paying attention to the ducks, not paying attention to a dude riding his bike, but he saw some kids playing like an aggressive game of like tackle football in the street or whatever. I'm like, first of all, I'm like, where these kids come from? I've never seen these kids. And he was like, woof. And I was like, whoa.
Oh, you're like, hey, that's a man wolf.
Yeah, because Nala, who was my little like poodle Pekingese mix, she passed last year. She would be like, roo roo. And this is like, woof. I'm like, oh boy. Okay.
Coming from the
easy does it.
bellows of his ancestors.
With his whole chest, he said, woof. I was like, okay. So we haven't figured out a name yet. But this is something I wanted to tell on the podcast because I almost had about a huge ass panic attack yesterday. So we got him on Saturday evening, pure chaos, right? Absolute chaos that first night that you have a puppy home.
Yes.
He's peeing in the house. He poops in the house. We were like just not really fully prepared. We had gone to PetSmart. We already had a crate, but like you're never fully prepared. So then I was like, I feel like he's trying to be the leader and we're following behind, cleaning up pee and poop. I'm like, we got to take back control.
Mhm.
And I love that my fiance and I are always on the same parenting page, and that goes the same for dogs. So we decided we're crate training is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So it's basically like you put him down for a little naparoo in the middle of the day, because if you're not outside with the dog and if you don't have direct eyes on, and I mean, it's not just physical eyes on, because he's, moving mentally. You're like, what are you doing? Where are you going? Do you have to go potty?
That's
is that
the worst. Yes.
It is so exhausting.
It's anxiety.
It is.
All of it.
You're just hyper focused on what's this dog doing next.
Mhm.
And so if they're not outside or that, they're in the crate. And so we started yesterday with the schedule of like, okay, you're up, we play a little bit, you eat lots and lots of potty time, and then back in the crate. Back in your bed. That's your bed. That's your bed. That's your bed. And he has been great in the bed, like in the crate, because he'll whine a little bit and then he just kind of like, and then he goes to sleep. I'm like, the baby's sleeping. The baby's sleeping.
Look at this cute little bird.
So there's a lot of good things. Like he's doing pretty well in the crate. He apparently only every now and then goes woof, and he's gentle. But of course he's a puppy, so he's like bouncing around. He hops, and it's cute. But last night I almost had a panic attack because in the afternoon my fiance was like, "Hey, we can because I don't know, we had a miscommunication somewhere." He's like, "We can just take him and grab quick dinner at a place like that has outside dining," and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Is he sure about this?" And like, apparently he had been thinking we had to do that in order to go grab dinner. Not that we could have left him in his crate, which we absolutely could have done.
Right.
And I don't think he realized how horrific that whole scenario is to me. Taking a dog to a restaurant. First of all, I don't even like dogs in restaurants.
Right.
Now I'm a dog in a restaurant person.
And especially
I'm having
a
a
new
meltdown.
little puppy.
A new puppy.
Ooh.
This puppy does not even have a name. I can't even be like, hey, you. I'm like, oh, God. I'm
Hey,
just
Bob,
dying.
come here. Stop being
like,
crazy, Bob.
I'm like, hey. Like, so yeah. We did it. And I had the worst dinner.
Oh, no. You
Because I
took the
was
dog.
I was so panicked that I don't even know what I ate. I don't even know, but he was actually pretty good. He woofed twice.
Okay.
Not the loudest woof, but like a hello there. Woof.
Hello, other dog youths. How's it going?
I was like, shh, shut up.
Oh.
I was like panicked. And then we had to have and of course my fiance saw me freaking out and he's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I'm like, yes, it's this very much. He's like, we don't have to do this ever again. I'm like, well, I mean, I want him to be socialized, but like, I don't even like myself right now. And so in the root of it is shame. Like I didn't want anyone else in the restaurant to look at me and be like, you stupid bitch. Why the fuck would you bring that dog? Like I was just, the shame I felt. But it actually went okay. The actually owner of the restaurant was walking around and was like, oh, how cute. I'm like, well, at least we're not going to get banned. Like,
Right.
So we did that. It was just a big weekend. It was chaotic. It was a lot. And there's no name yet, but we have a list. I think we're going to let Maya choose.
Are you giving any options on the air? Are you waiting?
No, I think we can give the list.
Oh, yeah. What are some options for little doggy? And by the way, for those of you that are listening and not watching, we do have a video playing right now of the little doggy, but you can see pictures on the Miguel and Holly Instagram of the little doggy.
Yes. He's not that little. Well, he's like 30 pounds, but he's only like skin and bones. So I'm like, he gonna fill out. But anyway, so I'm sad to say I think that my lovey name has not made the final list because my fiance just doesn't like it.
Oh.
I wanted to maybe name it Panda.
Oh, Panda. That would be cute.
He kind of looks like a panda.
Yes, I can see that.
He looks panda-like. But I don't think Panda's making the list.
I have such an affinity. My friends, I have 2 friends from high school that we, for some reason, one year we would just say like happy panda, sad panda, confused panda, thoughtful panda over stuff. And it's so I literally don't to this day don't know how we came up with that. So I always have such a nice, warm, cozy memory whenever anyone calls something panda. I know, and it like he's got gentle eyes, like I feel like pandas do. But I just really don't think my fiance likes panda. He can't. He's like, why a dog, another animal? I'm like, yes, that's cute. Whatever. So I guess maybe no Panda. But here's the list so far. Okay.
At the top of the list is Ryder.
I like that.
And let me tell you why. I feel like this is like my fiance's favorite name. So we decided when this little puppy boy is walking around, he's like poodle, but maybe like doodle. He looks like he has on boots with the fur. And so we wanted to say Flo Rida, and that's how we got to Ryder. So Ryder might be it.
Okay.
Also, Jax.
Oh.
Jax.
Okay.
That's cute. He looks like a Jax.
He does kind of look like a Jax. And the reason actually that I chose Jax for this list is because to me, he also looks like a Max. And then I couldn't stop calling him Max in my head. And I was like, oh my God, he is Max. But you know why he's not Max? Because my ex-husband's current dog is Max.
Oh.
You
can't name your dog the same name that your ex.
Name.
Yeah,
and
no.
Then Maya's got 2 dogs named Max.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
Confusing. That's a lot.
It's terrible. No. So I was like, okay, we can't do that one, but maybe Jax. So maybe Jax. That's on the list. And I also, I've added this one. So this maybe can take over for where Panda left off. I like this. Teddy.
Teddy.
I do like Teddy a lot.
I like Teddy because he kind of looks like a little teddy bear.
I love Teddy.
Yeah, me too. Because I like the name Ryder, and the Flo Rida thing is funny, but I also don't know to me that he looks like a rider.
Ryder, it sounds more of like an athletic dog, and he might be athletic. I'm not sure.
Right.
But he just looks like a little fluff ball.
Yes, he looks like a floof. So I was like, I kind of like Teddy, which is also why I like Panda, but we'll see. So that's our list so far.
I'm curious. So give your suggestions in the comments on what do you think. Panda, which is probably not going to be.
Just don't even say Panda. You're going to make me sad.
Ryder,
just don't.
Jax, or Teddy.
Yeah.
There's a few people that have commented on the Instagram story of some names.
Oh, what'd they say?
What did they say?
Harry Potter. P-A-W-T.
We already discussed that potentially, and I don't think that's going to work out.
Patches. Hoiser or Kahan.
Who?
Shaggy Miguel O'Connor. I kind of like Shaggy. I don't know about the rest, but I like Shaggy.
I'm gonna write down Shaggy. What was the other one I learned?
Patches.
I want to. It's okay.
Hey, Patchy. Grayson or Stanley.
I like Stanley.
I kind of like Stanley too.
Hey, Stanley.
I like human names on dogs.
I do. I just don't like it if it's like Mark. You can't be like, hey, Mark. There's some names that you just can't do.
Hey, Peter.
I know.
Peter, stop peeing in their yard.
I know. So,
someone else wrote Benji, but that's my old dog. So
sorry about that.
All right. So Panda, Ryder, Jax, Teddy, Shaggy, or Patches.
Yeah. I don't like
I don't think I like. I'm
I
scared
don't like
of
patches.
it.
I'm sorry, but thank you so much.
That's a good one, but I just don't think
No.
I feel good about that.
Sounds like he's missing hair.
He's got like one pretty cool black spot on his back, so I get it, but also I don't know.
My unofficial vote that doesn't matter whatsoever in your household is for Stanley.
Stanley.
Yeah, I like Stan.
I don't like Stanley because it reminds me of Stanley from The Office, and he's just old and can't tanker.
I love it. So when are y'all? So does Maya get to meet him today?
Yes. So
Mm.
Maya was at her dad's house all weekend long, and even last night. Which honestly, we were like, that is best because we had so many chaotic, like, oh God, we needed to right ourselves before we threw her into the mix. So I think that's fine. So she's at school today. I will pick her up, and then it'll be like she doesn't even know for sure that we got a dog. You know.
So this is all going to be your afternoon today.
Yeah, she is going to be over the moon, and she gets home a little later than normal, so that's going to just be the whole night. But so that, and we'll talk it over with her with the names because she wants to have a say. But I was also like, I can't let her have the whole say because then we'll end up with like waffles or something.
That's cute, actually.
It is cute. I actually thought about naming Nala waffles, but whatever. But I don't want to like. Sometimes 10-year-olds can come up with a name that you're like, that's not gonna be great in the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Like.
I feel like y'all give her options and then she gets to pick from those options.
That's what we're trying to do right now with this.
It's a controlled pick.
Sorry, he's just texting me. He's like, is the blue towel dirty? I'm sorry I'm texting you so much because he just grabbed it. I'm like, it's dirty. It's dirty. Don't let him have that one.
Oh.
It's a lot going on. So yeah, so it's just a lot. It's a lot. And Maya's gonna come home tonight, be so excited. And I just think that it's gonna be good. I was obviously the most hesitant one about all this. So obviously, when there's all these stressors, I'm kind of like, I knew this was gonna be too much. But I'm trying to remind myself because like we held hands a couple times yesterday and we looked each other in the eyeballs and we were like, I'm scared. Are you scared? I'm scared. We're both very scared. And we're like, okay, well, let's be scared together. We can do hard things. One trip to the crate at a time. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
One moment at a time. But it's just like, I have to remind myself that it's not always going to be like this. The first few months are hard. They're hard. And they'll get better. And we're starting training. This is what I was going to say. We have to pick the name today. It's got to be today because he starts puppy training class tomorrow.
Oh,
fun.
And when they asked at the place, they're like, what's your dog's name? We put TBD. Just like, I don't know. So I'm assuming we're going to have a name locked in before he gets taken to puppy training class tomorrow.
I wonder also too, this would be something to throw out on the air. Like, have people, like some people wait to like name their kid. They're like, I want to take them home and just sort of like look at them. And I wonder like how long does it take for people to like finally pick a name if they go that route of like, let me see.
Yeah, I felt like when I was it's almost a totally different thing, I think, when you're naming a child versus a dog. And I wanted to see Maya before I for sure named her, but I also in my head had really locked in on Maya already. I just pulled up the list of names that I was also considering for Maya, and I showed her, and she was like, what are you doing? But I had like locked in on Maya, and then as soon as I did see her, I was like, yes. So that was good. But like, I was not prepared for boy names. I don't know how that works, but yeah, we have to pick it today.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Kelbin, how was your weekend?
Fabulous. Honestly, I had such a great weekend. I got to see the recent drag race winner, Sasha Colby, at Scorpios. And I had no idea where Scorpios was. I thought it was in Uptown, and I was insanely wrong. I was very far off.
Yeah, it's far out.
It's far.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it is. Wesley Heights, maybe? Maybe that around that area. I'm not sure. But either way, my friend was like, we're going to go. I have an extra seat at the VIP table. We're going to go. And it includes meet and greet because I thought I had to pay for my own. But it included everything. And I was like, thank you so much. I was so happy. And so yeah, so then that had happened.
Was she just as good in person as she is on RuPaul's Drag Race?
Insanely good. She really controlled the stage, and she was so charming and beautiful, and she was so kind to everybody that she met. Like I would just sit there and just watch her, because I made the line, and then my friend Corey was like, I'm not making the line. I will wait till it's done. And so I was getting anxious, because I was like, what if she wants to quit midway? And he's like, no. I was like, all right, fine.
Oh man.
So then I got to add a line, and I got to just see her right in front of me, just interact with everybody. And it was so lovely. She was just so nice. And I got so awkward. I had nothing to really reference or talk to her about, because she did so well on the show. So there wasn't really anything that could be like, you know, when you did that, like she just had such a great track record. So I just talked to her, and she's like, how was your night? And then we had to take photos. So I didn't even answer her.
No.
And so
You're like,
it was great. It was fun.
It was good. And then what happened after? And then she was like, I'm really stoned right now. And I was like, have an amazing show. I love that.
I'm like, I love that for you.
Oh my God.
I can't be it. That's crazy. Woo.
I remember back in the day when we lived in Panama City, and I used to host drag shows at the Splash Bar in Panama City. And this was like at the beginning of RuPaul's Drag Race, and some of the queens that would come through weren't always the most friendly.
Name 'em.
And no, I'm not going to. Because that was, over 10 years
I
ago.
was gonna say, that was like 15 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to like hold someone to, back then standards,
True.
to now. So there's Kelbin with Miss Sasha Colby.
Yay.
Look at that.
Oh.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yellow was yay too.
Wait, there we go.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. So it's
That was a White Claw.
Oh.
So she is there's a video right now of Sasha Colby, the drag queen, performing at Scorpio, and she just poured White Claw all over herself. Like whenever performers do that, I always wonder, like when they go backstage, are they like, damn it, like I know
Like,
that
I'm
looked great, but now I'm
sticky. Like, I'm
sticky
so
everywhere.
sticky.
And like all
I
that
smell like alcohol. It's just like it's everywhere. Ugh.
Wow. Well, that sounds like fun. And then you went to a vineyard.
I did. I went. God, man. Somebody asked me the name of it, and I was like, I have no idea. I'm sorry. It was just a last minute thing.
Mhm.
I went to the farmer's market. Our friend calls us, and he's like, "Hey, let's go to the vine."
Vineyards. Why you
He said vineyards. I said vineyards.
Oh dear.
Yes. And so we went. It was like an hour, 15 minutes from Charlotte. So we drove all up in his car. We got there. I took a little edible, and
Yeah.
I was just so relaxing. There was live music. Everybody was just
Oh, I
drinking
love
and
live music at a place
relaxing.
like that.
Oh my God, it was beautiful. I didn't drink, even though I took a photo with a rosé cup. But I didn't drink. And I just relaxed, and it was beautiful. The weather was perfect.
Mm.
Hung out with the boys. And they said that you're not supposed to bring your own food, but we did anyway.
Mm.
And
Yikes.
yeah. I found some flowers too. If you go to the first photo. They reminded me of something very special to me. And so when I asked the woman, "Oh, what are these flowers called?" And she's like, "They're called Oscar flowers."
What?
I know.
Oh, just like your fiance.
Yes. So it was just a lovely, lovely weekend. I did miss out on going to a haunted trail at Kerrigan Farms.
Mm.
The edible just hit me way too hard.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
he
lie.
said not happening today.
And
We're done. Wrap it up.
I finally had convinced the whole group to like, we're gonna go. Even Oscar was gonna go, and I was like, guys, I can't.
Oh my God.
I cannot do it.
Mm.
So that was the only thing. And then I stepped in mud on Sunday, and completely ruined a brand new shoe. But other
Ooh, I
than that,
hate
an
that.
incredible weekend.
Oh, that's
that does
good.
sound so lovely. And the weather was good this
Mhm.
weekend. Oh, that's great.
It was great.
Yeah, the weather was absolutely just gorgeous all weekend long.
So was it here? It was beautiful. Ooh.
Friday I went to a wedding for my friends Hunter and Corey. It was at the Mint Museum here in Charlotte, and it was just absolutely gorgeous.
I saw the pictures. I was like, oh, well, this is a professionally done situation.
Oh yeah, this was not a ragtag. Like they really put lots of thought into it, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And they had a friend who performed the ceremony, and so he like weaved jokes all throughout it and was like really, really funny. But one
It
of
was
the
funny.
things,
Was it so good? Was it better than me? It was so funny.
No,
it was so
was
great.
No, it was theirs.
Oh.
Theirs was funny. Yours was inspirational and
Yes.
emotional.
It
So there
it
was like totally
poignant.
right.
It had gravitas.
Absolutely. So it was a totally different tone, which I really appreciated because their story is funny, like how it all like played out and how they all got to know each other. And
Mhm.
he basically told like how they met, which was really funny. And I didn't even know that story. So it was like fun to hear the beginning of their story. But what I didn't know, which got everybody emotional, especially when they were reading their vows, was that Hunter is a reporter here and Corey is an ER doctor. Well, Hunter and they were both in the closet essentially when they met 3 or 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And so they both together came out to their families together.
Oh wow.
And their families were there. And so just hearing that, like the families were crying, we were crying. So it was just really cool to sort of hear how that all played out and how they were thankfully able to come together and the families were there supporting them. So that was really cool.
That's sweet.
But yeah, it was just an absolutely gorgeous wedding. But
so cute.
But of course, you know, Abe and I, since this was their first wedding since ours, we were just like, ooh, that's a really, damn it, they did that better than we did. Well, you know, I think we got a leg up on them on this point of it. Or no, this one was really good. Ooh, we could do this one. So it was just really, because you always just compare and you're like, wow, this was really good.
And you didn't wear your suits.
We did not wear our suits.
Thank God.
We
What
did
did you
not.
wear?
Thank God.
So I totally forgot that I have this gray suit that I haven't worn in years. And so I was able to bring that out from the back of the closet and get it dry cleaned real quick.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So we did not
I think
wear.
it might have been a little.
Yeah, you guys.
You know. Like, look at their suits. They're like black, and you're gonna roll up in these
like silver armor,
like you know, like outrageously like screaming, "I'm the groom."
Yes.
Yeah. So we were like, you know what, this is good. Ours are retired.
At least from weddings, like you can wear it to black tie events. I feel like.
Right.
Just maybe not
someone else's wedding.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, it's so pretty.
It is.
But you just
don't be prettier than the groom.
Yeah, don't do that. Especially a gay wedding.
Right.
Yes,
right.
yeah. Maybe for a straight wedding.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
Especially not a gay wedding.
But it was really cool because they had a lot of different reporters from the Charlotte area that were there. And there were a couple that I were talking to that they said they listened to our show and that they were happy that we were here and they were excited to meet because they knew that I was coming and friends with Hunter and Corey. So that was really cool. So that was just a really cool, emotional night. And then they did like an after party at this bar in Uptown that we went to. And so it was like all of us dressed up in our wedding fancy and then like a bunch of like 20-something banker bros at this bar. So we're all just like dancing together and whatnot. So that was a really fun time. So yeah,
that sounds like a great wedding.
It was absolutely beautiful. And they had like a live band. Like to me, I always want to be like, girl, how much that live band? There was like 10 people up on that stage. Like it was a huge live band. Huge.
Like, what kind of tunes were they playing, this band?
They were playing like top 40 hits, but like in the band version, like they did Usher, OMG, they did Proud Mary, which I was like just walking in the bathroom when I heard it, and I was like,
you're like,
you know what?
No, I need
this is not my wedding. Let me not.
No, you can still dance.
But girl, if I'm doing Proud Mary, y'all are clearing the space. And you're about to get a full-on performance.
I did that at one of my high school best friends' weddings. I did. They played Journey, Don't Stop Believing.
Oh, see, like I feel like you can't take over the dance floor. Well,
no, I did though. But I made her the center.
Okay.
I made her the center, and I like danced around her and like made everybody else like I orchestrated it. But she was the centerpiece, and I was just choreographing my own. You know,
yeah.
She was the
center of attention. She was her. It was her.
It was also the end of the night, and I was drunk. So
well, that's different. And then I think Abe was about to like punch me because they had like hold on, we're talking. Yeah. Sorry, I just Monday was standing outside.
You listen back. You went, oh.
I just wasn't expecting to see a face right there. And he was just like,
who was it?
Monday. Oh my God.
mommy,
Oh, that scared me. I forgot to lost my train of thought. That really scared me for a
I know.
second.
I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm still stuck on your face and your voice going, oh, like I can't stop.
I can't wait to listen back to that.
It was at 28 minutes in. Just so you're aware. 28, 29 minutes.
All right, let's go to, we have one Would You Rather we're going to do today. Would you rather rule the world or live in a world with absolutely no problems at all?
Obviously live in a world with absolutely no problems at all.
But you need some conflict, though.
Do you?
Why?
Yeah, you need something.
What?
You're going to just live in Eden?
Yeah.
That
We're all
sounds
just gonna
pretty
get
lovely.
the frick along and we're gonna just chill out and leave each other alone and mind your business.
Right.
I'd rather rule the world.
Yeah, I figured you would.
I want to rule the world.
That's too much pressure.
I know, right? Well, I don't want to rule the world. You got to deal with people like squabbling like teenagers, but they're grown adults, and you have to be the one to be like, no, 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 you can't do this. And they're going to be
No.
like, I want to do it.
Mm.
It's like being the world's mom. It's too much.
I mean, but
Too
this
much.
is like, I love drama especially when it's not me. And like we had a friend that's been going through some stuff. And so Abe and I went over to talk to them and sort of get the full story before we got with our bigger group of friends.
Why
And
you didn't say nothing about that.
that's
I want to know what's going on.
I know. I just remembered. But like we were like getting ready to go over to their house, and Abe was like, your energy is so chaotic right now because I can tell you just want to get over to this person's house and get the story. He was like, since you woke up this morning, you've just been like, I was basically at the door
It was Christmas.
with my purse on and my glasses, and I was like, are you ready? We need to get over here and find out what is going on.
That's so embarrassing.
That's so ridiculous. It's like you're like an old lady in a sewing circle.
Literally.
You're trying to pretend like you're not that way. You're just fully embracing going. And you know what is even crazier is like there's lots of people with stuff going on in their lives, and you're just like, I don't pry. I'm not trying to
drama.
I'm not trying to ask questions. Like,
Right.
if, you have an issue, you can talk to me about it, but like, I'm not trying to pry into your life. But no, if you're really interested,
Bitch.
you are sitting up expecting a cup of tea, literally.
Like I even took over some champagne just to like sit and be able to be like, all right, what's the tea? And like we got there and we were just like, oh, hey, I haven't seen you in a couple weeks. How's it going? I poured some champagne and I was like, all right, enough of this fucking small talk. Let's start from the beginning. And I was just the whole time I was like,
my eyes twitching thinking about this. My eyes literally twitching.
Cannot.
You are just so ridiculous.
You're that girl.
yes, honey. If you got some tea, I will sit down and I'm just like,
I know.
What?
The one thing that is great about you is that, like, if I ever do have I never get any hot goss. I never get any gossip. I never really do. But if I do have a little bit, I'm like, I know something. And Miguel's like, what?
I'm like, call me right now.
I know. And I'm like, this. And then usually I expect him to be like, ooh, but sometimes it's like not big enough to, like, I haven't brought Daddy the big enough gift. I'm like, I heard this. And Miguel's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I'm like, no, damn it, no. It wasn't good enough drama.
Girl, I need something to be like, ooh, shock me, honey.
Yeah.
Like a friend came over last night to have dinner and watch a movie, and they were updating me on some new stuff in their life. And I was just sitting outside, like, eating it up. And he was just like, you really are invested. I'm like, I just love anything. And that wasn't drama. It was just tea from their life, and someone knew that they're dating. And I was just like, I'm here for all the details. Give it to me.
Chismosa.
Yes. All right. So we are done for the day. Holly, what's your social media people can find you?
Radio Holly, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all those things.
Producer Kelbin.
At Kelbin Live, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, all the things.
And mine is at Miguel Fuller on TikTok, Be Real, all the places, Instagram. And we will see you all on Wednesday and find out what Holly's new dog's name is.
Yes.
Bye.